My 2-year-old daughter, she cannot open eyes, full swelling on her face.
Allergic reactions in children can quickly escalate from mild itch to life-endangering anaphylactic shock.
Ambulance service, is the patient breathing?
Yes.
And is the patient conscious?
Kind of half and half. You think you have an allergic reaction, some people are struggling to breathe and he's saying he can't swallow anything and his eyes are always swollen.
And has he got any rapid swelling to the tongue or throat?
He said he can't breathe, so possibly his throat, but his eyes are kind of swell up a bit.
And how old is the patient?
11.
We're coming to you as quickly as we can on lights and signs, okay?
It's a call every paramedic dreads, an emergency incident involving a child. An ambulance crew have already been dispatched, but an allergic reaction can quickly develop into life-threatening anaphylactic shock. In a severe allergic reaction, the immune system releases a flood of chemicals that shock the body, lowering blood pressure and narrowing airways. Untreated, it has the potential to be fatal. When Karen and Tom arrive, they find the crew have moved the boy onto the ambulance.
Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, you're right.
Callum is 11 years old.
Hi, Callum.
The ambulance crew quickly brief Tom on their initial findings.
When we got here, he was fully conscious and alert.
Okay.
Right, with sort of very much the focal swelling around the face. Right?
Yeah.
No sort of reduced consciousness or anything like that. No sort of swelling to the throat or anything like that. But very, very, very short of breath, sort of very tired with his breathing as well, very weak on his legs.
11-year-old Callum had eaten a nut. He immediately started to feel sick, came out in a rash, and complained he couldn't breathe properly.
We were trying to shake him, it looked like he was falling asleep.
Any family history of any nut allergies or any allergies or anything like that?
He's had nuts before.
Okay. Right then.
So his dad said, oh, I'm going to have, and then he said, can I try it? And then the next
Okay.
thing we know,
So we've gone down a little bit.
Okay.
Callum has a swollen face, bloodshot eyes, and he's struggling to breathe. Clear symptoms of anaphylaxis.
How does your breathing feel?
It's like, it hurts
Can we sit you forward, buddy? Is that all right? Hold my hand. Let's go have another listen to the back of your chest. How's your hands? Do you feel cold?
Callum is struggling with his breathing. His face is swollen and he's come out in a rash. Anaphylactic shock can be very serious and needs to be treated quickly.
He's had 300 grams of it already. We're starting to feel a little bit better.
Okay.
We were just going to try and get a candor in to give some chlorphenamine.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay.
And you guys turned up.
Perfect. And tongue-wise, can you stick your tongue out? Let's just have... Does it feel swollen? No, that feels right. Just go for me. Okay.
Restricted breathing from an allergic reaction is usually triggered by swelling to the tongue or throat. Tom needs to continuously check that Callum's airways are clear.
Can you give chlorphenamine IM?
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah. I think keep on with the nebs. I think chlorphenamine sounds like a good. We're gonna have to give you another little stab in your arm if that's okay, buddy.
Chlorphenamine is an antihistamine drug used to slow down an allergic reaction, blocking the signals being sent round the body.
Yeah, sharp scratch again, sorry, it might sting.
The drugs Callum's been given will soon start to work, so it's important that Tom finds out how severe the allergic reaction was to start with.
He ran outside, was sick, and then he kind of flopped and...
Right, okay.
And then we didn't notice his eyes until 5 minutes later, and then I kind of panicked. And
Okay.
then the rash.
And is that rash getting better now?
Well,
Or is
we
it-
only spotted it
As you took it.
It's been exactly the same.
Yeah, just as you pulled up.
It doesn't look any better, but it doesn't look any worse. Would you agree with that?
Okay. Should we just do with blood pressure? So, in regards to seeing how, if his reaction is getting worse or better, a good sign would be to tell how his blood pressure is getting on.
Yeah.
That's going to go quite tight.
You know what we did the first one?
The ambulance crew have given Callum adrenaline, which will increase the blood flow through his veins, helping to relax the muscles that are swollen and blocking his airways.
If his blood pressure is relatively low, then I think we'd be inclined to give maybe some more treatment.
Yeah,
But if his blood pressure's okay and he's not getting any worse, then that's kind of more reassuring for us, really.
Got down a little bit.
Okay.
It was 130.
Yeah.
6 initially.
But he has had some of your adrenaline.
But he has
hasn't
had some adrenaline.
Yeah, okay.
You're all right,
The
mate.
best is didn't try new kids.
Allergic reactions can last for hours, so the team will need to continually check his airways and blood pressure to ensure they remain safe.
Just stick your tongue out for me again. And doesn't feel swollen at all?
Well, a little bit like the same, but it's not as bad.
Not as wheezy?
Although the drugs given to Callum seem to be working as he slowly finds his breathing is easier, he will still need hospital care.
You feel better?
You look better. You looked a bit whiter.
You sound better.
Got a better colour about you. Obviously, you'll need to go in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure these guys will tell you.
Yeah.
Because what the medication they've given might not last as long as the allergic reaction lasts. So there's always an element where he needs to be monitored for a period of time and things like that. But I think from our point of view, you don't need us. And
No.
you happy with everything? So
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the stuff ready.
yeah, absolutely. So I think you probably nipped it in the bud of the adrenaline early on.
Tom is confident Callum is stable enough to leave him in the care of the ambulance crew for the journey to hospital.
Allergic reactions can be very serious, and sometimes an anaphylaxis reaction can almost be uncontrollable. A true anaphylaxis reaction is very time critical and life threatening.
Ambulance service, is the patient breathing?
Yes, she's just having an allergic reaction.
Is she awake at the moment?
Yes,
Has she got any rapid swelling to her face, lips, tongue, mouth or throat?
she can't breathe and we've just done the EpiPen for her.
And do you know what she's allergic to?
Yeah, nuts, all nuts.
Okay, there's an ambulance coming.
Thank you.
29-year-old Helen was working at her desk when a colleague opened a bag of nuts next to her.
What kind of symptoms did you have initially?
I couldn't really breathe.
Okay.
Struggling to breathe, and then I was struggling to swallow.
Yeah, okay.
So-
And these are your usual anaphylactic symptoms? Yeah. And when did you use your EpiPen?
About 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago,
Yeah,
okay.
not long.
Helen carries an EpiPen everywhere she goes. This is a syringe that delivers adrenaline straight into her bloodstream.
And do you think you felt any effects of the adrenaline at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you look like you've got the adrenaline shakes.
I've got it.
Do you feel like your anaphylactic symptoms are improving?
My breathing's better.
Yeah.
Adrenaline immediately reduces swelling in the throat, making breathing easier. But it can also cause a surge in energy that leads to shaking.
So your observations look okay at the moment. In fact, they're looking higher because you've had the adrenaline. And you clearly have had the adrenaline.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure you can feel the adrenaline. I think it's a case of waiting to see. As you know, with anaphylaxis, it'll either start to get a little bit better or it'll start to get a little bit worse. We're just waiting for a backup ambulance and then we'll take it from there. All right.
An estimated 20 deaths from anaphylaxis are reported each year in the UK. And when a bad reaction turns life-threatening, it's vital to get medical help fast.
You're a bit in the middle of nowhere here as well. Not the best place to have an anaphylactic reaction.
Generally, I'm quite well behaved. Sometimes other people get in the way.
Righty-ho. Which hand do you normally prefer to have a cannula in if you're having one?
Oh, can I don't really care. She's not very good with needles.
She's not very good with needles. I'm sure you know better than we do how your anaphylaxis goes.
Yeah.
So we will just get all this in place just in case you need to have some more adrenaline.
Dr. Michael inserts a cannula into Helen's arm so adrenaline can be given quickly, if it's needed.
Sharp scratch coming up, okay? You probably just need a trip up to ED just to be watched. Because you know with anaphylaxis you get this kind of biphasic reaction. Could come back in about half an hour, 40 minutes. You're in the middle of nowhere, realistically.
Anaphylaxis often begins minutes after exposure to the problem food. But some people have a second wave of a more severe reaction that can appear hours after the initial symptoms subside.
There we go.
Dr. Michael updates the ambulance crew on Helen's condition.
No anaphylaxis, had an episode, she's had a PENS, allergy to nuts. Previous episodes biphasic, so she's had some times where she's had a pen and it's got a little bit worse. Numbers are all okay at the moment. I'm not particularly concerned, but obviously probably needs to go up for a little bit of observation for the next couple of hours.
Not needing any further adrenaline doses now?
Not at the moment. We've done the basics, got a cannula in situ.
Marvellous. Brilliant, thank you.
Fine now, but having had one attack today, Dr. Michael knows the next one could be much worse. She needs to go to hospital for observation.
Just pop some ECG leads onto your chest, okay? Just to keep an eye on your heart rate. Was it just nuts in the office? Are you quite...
Someone bought a giant bag of mixed nuts into the office, even though it's a nut-free office.
Yeah. Was you in close contact with them?
Yeah, she was sitting next to me.
Oh, she was?
That was good fun.
Dr. Michael is happy to leave Helen in the care of the ambulance crew, who will keep her under observation en route to hospital.
Ambulance service, did the patient breathe in?
Yes, my 2-year-old daughter. She cannot open eyes, full swelling on her face.
Okay, if you pick her up, does she go limp or floppy like a rag doll?
Oh, yes, everything.
Has she had a very severe allergic reaction before?
Never, ever.
We have got that help coming as quickly as we can.
In Smethwick, Steve has just arrived at the house of 22-month-old Anit,
Every day.
who has a wheezing chest and an increasingly puffy face.
It's got a lot worse in the 10 minutes.
What has she sort of been allergic to, do you know?
The only thing that she's had is Weetabix.
Weetabix, okay.
We don't know anything else to, obviously, what it could be, but she had Weetabix last week and was fine, wasn't she?
Every day she had
Every day, yeah.
Rivina she had every day, so both things normal, never.
Has this happened before at all, or?
No, my
No.
other daughter had this reaction before because she had a reaction from nuts, but not she, never had.
Okay.
After her usual breakfast, Anit's face started swelling and she became worryingly subdued, so her mum rang 999.
So we're happy with her sats at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do, because unsure what's going on, if we just head to the children's now, yeah.
Although Anit seems very calm, allergic reactions in children can quickly escalate from mild itch to life-endangering anaphylactic shock.
We'll just take her in.
I just said it is quite a bad reaction,
Okay, jump on. So there's nothing to worry about, Mum, okay? I'm just going to take him to the right hospital, just for be assessed, okay? Okay. Yeah, whenever you're ready, yeah.
Can you sit there, please, Mum? Is that okay?
If her condition worsens, the best place for Anit to be is in hospital. So Steve decides to get her there as quickly as possible with minimum fuss and intervention.
Oh, dear me. Can you do this medical alert, please?
He will make the 3-mile journey to the nearest children's unit with Anit, calling control to prep the hospital for her arrival.
A 22-month-old. She's developed a sort of swelling to her eyes and to her sort of face area. This swelling is getting more pronounced, so we're just going to alert back into Sandwell, please. And we'll be at Sandwell in how long? In about 5 minutes. That's fine. And this is unlike her to be nice and calm like this. Yeah, so her eyes have developed since I've been here a little bit, yeah.
It's developed quite a bit.
Yeah. She just looks a bit uncomfortable with all the itching. If that swelling gets really bad, affects the tongue, closes off the airway, then you've got potential airway issue. You've got no oxygen going into that patient. If the airway completely occludes, then, you know, what we need to do is try and act on that quickly to sort of stop that. So you said your other child suffers with this?
Yeah.
What has she been diagnosed with anything at all, or?
She had allergy from nuts sometimes.
Nuts?
This kind of allergy I seen on her.
Okay, and does she carry an EpiPen around with her? And
She's normally fit and fine, so nothing never. Just once she had allergy from that.
Okay, no worries. I'm concerned that she's got some swelling going on, so she's got a reaction to something. So whatever's going on, you know, it is looking at. She's a bit uncomfortable because she's scratching.
Arriving in hospital, Anit is carried through to the waiting paediatric doctors.
No ambulance service. Is the patient breathing?
He is, yes. He's just collapsed.
Right, is he conscious?
No, he's just fallen into almost like a sleep. Said he's been stung, but he is diabetic. He's outside the front of our shop at the moment.
He's been stung?
Yeah, he's been stung 5 times by bees, he thinks.
How old is he?
Just over 60.
That has been organised for him, OK.
Although most people suffer no side effects from a bee sting, about 1 in 30 adults experience a severe allergic reaction called anaphylaxis, which in the most extreme cases can be fatal within minutes. Anaphylaxis can have a rapid onset, and every second counts. When responding to an emergency call, the air ambulance pilot is allowed to land anywhere it's safe and legal, but that does bring with it some unique challenges.
There's a buggy coming across.
Yeah.
Oh, don't stop there. Oh, he stopped right on that path.
I want to land on the grass beyond him.
Yeah. He's now got out of his buggy.
No worries, trying to be helpful, isn't he? Let's just land here, shall we? Right, clear all around?
All good.
How are you doing? You right?
Right.
When Karen and Dr. Matt arrive, an ambulance crew is treating the patient.
This is Steve, he was stung by bees, came back here and has collapsed.
Okay.
Hasn't been mentioned to somebody that he is allergic to bees.
Steve is a groundsman at the club and was tending to a fairway when the swarm of bees struck. He managed to drive his buggy back to the clubhouse before losing consciousness for some time.
Been fitting apparently, has he, or?
Well, he's shaking, but he's responding to us. So, yeah, he's able to open his eyes, he's able to respond to you. So I don't think it's fitted that way, but
Yeah.
it's this sort of jerking movement as well. He's had IM adrenaline so far.
Okay. Where did you get stung, Steve?
On your finger.
On your finger? Right, okay.
Back.
Yeah.
On my head.
On your head?
Yeah.
How old are you, Steve?
61.
61? 61. Can we turn you over onto your side so we can have a look at you? Good man. That's it. Just pop this under your head. Oh. Stick your tongue out for me. Good.
An anaphylactic reaction can cause a range of symptoms throughout the body, from swelling in the throat, which makes breathing difficult, to a cardiac arrest.
Was chest clear, was it, when you had to listen? No worries,
just a little quiet.
Although Steve's breathing hasn't been compromised, he's been having spasms and is feeling faint and dizzy.
So when you've been stung before, Steve, what's happened? You swell up? How long ago was that when you last got stung and you swelled up? Did you end up in hospital?
Yeah. Temperature 30%.
But Dr. Matt and Karen are struggling to find any evidence of an anaphylactic reaction.
Do you have any other medical problems, Steve, that you suffer from? Do you have any problems with your heart?
No.
No. Okay. Just your thyroid, okay.
Have you done a BM?
Yeah, BM was
He's diabetic,
15.
isn't he? 15. So he's a little bit hypotensive.
Have you got any fluids with you guys?
I'll get some.
Could you just give him a 250, Kaz?
Yeah.
The only symptom that Dr. Matt and Karen can identify is low blood pressure, which may explain why Steve's feeling faint.
Yeah, I'll give you a squeeze. Got a nice straight one there.
Keep you nice and still for me.
Giving fluids intravenously should help increase his blood pressure.
Do you want to get off the floor, Steve? It's not nice down there.
Should we just sit you up, just see how you get on, and we'll see whether we can stand you. So just nice and steady, just up onto your bum and back against the bench.
Bend towards me, mate.
That's it. That's it. Good man. All right, let's just have a breather there for a second. That's it. Good man.
How do you feel a bit sat up? Yeah.
Bit dizzy. All right.
You're a bit sweaty, aren't you?
Right, Steve, when you're ready, all right, so just up, and then we're going to, the bed's right to the side of you, so just plonk your bum on that, OK? That's it. Good man.
Well done. Well done. Oh,
OK.
a little bit further.
That's it. Good man.
There we go.
Well
Lift yourself back.
Steve is taken to the ambulance for further observations.
You can pop your head back, Steve. That's it. Give him another blood pressure, eh?
Yes. Just straighten that arm for me, Steve. Just relax. That's going to get tight on your arm again. There we go. Right, let's have a little snap of that. 117.73, that's much better. Good stuff.
How are you feeling now? Bit better. Good.
You want yourself a trip down to New Cross, see what's happened.
Although Steve doesn't seem to be experiencing a severe allergic reaction, having collapsed with a period of unconsciousness, he'll still need to go to hospital for a checkup.
He's got no evidence of any sort of anaphylactic reaction whatsoever, has he? There's no rash, there's nothing.
But he's had a dose of adrenaline. Sometimes adrenaline can just stop it in its tracks, can't it?
So he looks fine, doesn't he?
He looks fine and he's improved.
Steve will be taken by road.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Freeing up the Helimed crew to respond to the next emergency.
Allergic reactions to wasps or bee stings can be life-threatening. Fortunately for Steve, though, he's had a fairly minor reaction and he's looking absolutely fine now.